Hello and welcome to episode 5, I think, of the Speedcubing.org podcast. I'm Harry, also known as Alpha Cubers.
I am James, also known as Lunar Punch. The rest of the hosts are dead, but we do have two guests.
You used your wrong name.
Did I?
Yeah, you said Lunar Punch.
Oh. I am Lunar Cuber, actually.
Lunar Punch is like your SoundCloud or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it used to be my YouTube name as well. But
Oh, epic Xbox 360 mod tutorial. Anyway, all the other hosts are dead. Zach is, of course, not here.
as
And
usual, it's kind of expected.
Daniel just died. He was here and then he died. And today we have Owen and Micah Morrison.
Hi.
Yeah, they're both extremely good 3x3 solvers from America. They also good at N by Ns and Meg Minx, and Micah's getting into Square One, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'd start with the Q&A if we got questions, and I kind of forgot to ask for questions. And we didn't get many comments on the last video. The comments on the last video were "wah,"
Wait, who
which
said
is
that?
a guy called Bender James.
Oh, yeah.
It's just WA. I don't know if he was in the middle of writing something and it cut out or something weird. I don't know. Owen said he's very entertaining. Keep up the good work. Thanks. And Gotta Go Fast, my boy Scott, said there is a rueful method for everyone, quoting me for everything, quoting me. He then points out 2x2 Pure Mega and Clock, but he's wrong because Mega does have a roux method.
Does it?
It's not any good, but it exists.
What about
I'll
Clock,
see.
though?
Clock does not, because Clock doesn't really have methods. It has like 2.
Oh.
And Pira, 2x2 people use CLO, which is CMLO.
Pretty much just already rude.
So I would argue that is roux. And Pira, L4E, intuitive L4E sounds a lot to me like reducing it to a state where you solve DF and the U layer edges with not M moves, but you know. It's not rude, but I want to justify my statement that was incorrect.
Is there like a room for Scube?
There is not a roux for Scube.
Oh.
But again, I would say reducing to L4C seems a lot like roux to me.
Oh, but there's no edges, and you don't.
Well, no, but there is. Okay, so there isn't a roux for Scube, or for Pyrrha, or for Clock, or for some other events probably. Is there anything else? I don't know. Big blind roux, definitely a thing.
Free blind. Well, I mean, technically
Yes.
there is, but.
I
not
mean, you
really.
could probably do speed blind sub 10 minutes if you were a good roux solver.
Maybe.
At some point, I'd like to try sub 10 minutes, like CFOP solve blind.
Do people do that?
Yeah, well, it's speed blind,
Oh.
but like if I just included inspection and tried to like inspect as quick as possible instead of caring about the exit, I feel it could be possible. I don't know how. I'd have to like know how OLLs affect PLO and things though.
Well, you can use ROLL to try and help.
Yeah, or I could just learn one look last layer. Much more interesting.
And easier. Somebody made a
I'll go-
Rubik's Cube of Donald Trump.
Yes, that happened. I believe it was his birthday.
It was. Well, or it's going to be.
No, I think it was. I was on Twitter. People were.
Posted pictures of Obama.
Yeah, essentially. I'm not gonna. We won't comment on the politics of it because that's like way too controversial.
Yes.
I'm gonna paste a link to a Megamink solve with Rue in the show notes. An official solve.
How does it? Can you do M moves on Mega Minx?
Well,
I need to try that. Kind of, but it's.
well, yes, but actually, I don't really think you can do LSC. I'm not really sure how it works.
I mean, it would be
I
L.
I haven't yet watched the full video.
That's just the solver.
Oh, it's like 4 minutes. And it's almost certainly a DNF because of the WCA reg about not deliberately being slower.
Yeah.
But the point is, you can do Ruin Megaminx, so I wasn't wrong. So, what would we normally talk about? Let me check. Well, follow up from previous episodes. I don't remember what we talked about previously. Talk about cubing news and hardware. Well,
Donald Trump Rubik's Cube.
Yes. Well, it exists. What else can be? What else can be said?
Did you guys see that Sheng Xiao's making a clock?
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's if that comes out, that's gonna be kind of mad. Hopefully, it's good.
A clock, but if people say it's good, I might try it out.
Clock is fun, but you need good hardware, which is like the main problem with it. So if it's good, that should be like that could be a game changer for the event. With people getting into it more. But like, yeah. If it's not good, then it might just become another Ling Ao type thing. And the and a lot of like Moyu and Chi have made prototype clocks and said they were gonna bring it out, and then they never did. But apparently, it's only like a month away from coming out, the Sheng Xiao one, so I'd expect it to come out.
Epic.
Oh, the Trump Rubik's Cube is from a year ago.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So it's not a recent thing, but at the same
Still
time,
cool.
I guess it is cool. I'm just gonna skip to like the end to see what it looks like. I mean, it looks a little bit strange, but it's definitely a good mod. Oh my god, that is a cursed image when it's scrambled if I've ever seen one. Oh, I do not like it when it's scrambled. We're also getting FTOs and we've the FDOs have just arrived for speedcubing.org.
Which you can potentially buy.
Which you can buy. I've got one, ordered one. And FDO is going to be hosted at Cubing at Home because season 1 has just been announced. I signed up just before we started this podcast. Yeah, it has a few unofficial events, and it has just like all of the main WCA events throughout.
I mean, in my opinion, there's not really a point in cubing at home because, like, it's except for competing, like, you don't really have a chance at winning. It's just kind of like doing an average of 5, but
I guess.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like It's interesting to see, like, if you've been practicing an event, see what you could do in, like, comp set.
Yeah.
Like, comp sim, almost. But I don't do comp sims, really, because I don't find them help me.
I don't get competition nerves that badly, so...
Yeah, I only get comp nerves in Skube and 3x3, and even then, it's not major effect.
Yeah, same. Except Scube. I don't do Scube.
I mean, I get... My Skube results, like, are kind of worse in comp, but then often I find comp scrambles seem to be nice.
Yeah. I thought that was just me.
No, I think there is something where I don't know why, but whatever event I do, comp scrambles seem to be better.
Yeah, like, yeah, I don't tend to get the really, like, annoying 3x3 scrambles where...
Like you never get like 8 move crosses.
Yeah, there's always at least, like, 1 or 2 pieces correctly. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
Yeah, I think the same thing. Do you guys find that?
I haven't really noticed it like in general, although I've noticed like a couple like really easy scrambles in comp.
Yeah. I once had 2
don't-
PLL skips in the same 3x average.
Oh.
Wow.
I mean, that's not scramble related, but that's just cool. I plus 2'd one of them though. So
I think the only PLL skip I've had in a comp was for 5x5.
Never
I've
had a
had loads
PSL skip in a comp.
I've had loads. I had 2 in the 1 average, and then my PR was a soon PLL skip last night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I might just be lucky.
Wow.
The most annoying thing though is I once I went to a comp and I was in a round with like a scramble that loads of people got like sub threes and like low 2s on in Scube, which is like my main event, and I did a different layer, so I didn't get like, it was like a 4 move layer to 1 sledge or something, and I did like a 3 move layer just to like a normal case. I could have got a good single.
Oh.
I've always been annoyed about that. I don't think I'd have like got sub 2 on it. I think somebody got a sub 2 on this scramble, but I would have probably got like a mid 2, which would be PR.
Cubing in Kilkenny 2020 has a very good chance of going ahead, which is like the
Ooh,
only
well-
Irish competition at the moment.
Well, I am going to go, hopefully.
Well, I've already booked a hotel, but you can cancel it if it can be cancelled.
I've
Just-
bookmarked the competition, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
and it has an
try and
FMC
sign.
solve, so
It has an FMC solve. It has Skube. What else do it have?
it's almost every event, I think, except for Big Blind.
Yeah, I wish it had Big Blind, but the next UK comp has Big Blind if it goes ahead. That's Bristol Open.
When is that?
September something.
Okay. Well, there's like a roadmap for Ireland, and once we reach stage 4 before September, the comp will go ahead, and we're currently in stage 2, but we're almost stage 3, so I think
right.
it's probably going to go ahead.
Yeah, that's good. The UK isn't doing as well, I don't think.
Well, I think there's going to be another wave of...
I don't actually. From what I've seen, it looks unlikely that there's going to be another wave. But at the same time,
Well, yeah, you never know.
I'm just talking out my ass. I don't know anything. Oh, Daniel's here.
Probably not. Won't be able to join. Like,
No, he like joined.
oh, he did.
Daniel, can you speak?
No.
Okay, so while we're waiting for Daniel to work,
Oh, it's
oh,
gone.
he's died. He died again. So, Owen, Micah, you've both gotten into like different events during lockdown. Micah, you started Square One, and Owen, you've done OH and Megaminx more.
hmm
Like, what has your experience been with those events?
For Square One, I kind of just like decided I was ready to take on the challenge of learning the advanced cube shape, and then I kind of just like it was kind of weird. I just like improved 1 second every day, yeah, and now I'm
Oh,
averaging like 17.
oh, nice. You might be the fastest at Square One then out of the Speedcubing all people. Now, because we're not good at Squad, most of us. So do you know full CO and like CP and EO?
Except for like the EO where there's 3 edges, I just do like an M2 and then orient the last one. But
Yeah,
like I don't know, it seems like it'd be just as good as like an ALG. I don't know.
yeah. I don't know about that because I don't know any EO really. I just know like M2, the one edge swap, and then like a kind of terrible intuitive 2 edge swap I have.
I've never even
Uh,
solved the Square One.
Um,
oh, Squad's fun. At some point, I'm gonna make a tutorial
I couldn't be bothered to buy
eventually.
one though.
They're not that expensive.
Yeah, I
You
know,
should
but
look really nice and cheap.
it's just
Uh,
lots of algorithms.
yeah, the turning's really fun though.
Yeah.
What'd like your number one tip be for starting Squad or like getting good at Squad?
just like learn the advanced cube shape, and you just really have to like stick to it, and like you just like can't like give up.
Yeah,
Cause I just like wrote down how all the cases reduced on like a cheat sheet, and then I would just solve and look at the cheat sheet every time until they all just became kind of intuitive to me.
yeah, that seems like a good idea. I'm using Scallop Kite at the moment.
Mm.
Which and my Scallop Kite's probably terrible because I haven't really. I like learned it like a couple of weeks ago. I've done like 10 slots with it. Uh, uh, And Owen, you've been doing one-handed and Megaminx. Your Megaminx improvement has been like insane.
Yeah, I've been doing a bunch of Megaminx lately. Like, I've been doing like 100 to 150 Megaminx solves every day. Yeah,
That's a
That's a
and
lot,
lot.
Megaminx
Mega.
and my Megaminx solves have been dropping like 2 to 5 seconds every day. Yeah, so
Jesus.
I was averaging like 120 2 weeks ago, and now I'm averaging like 55.
Oh my god,
And
that improvement is mad.
I'm trying to get good
So
at Megaminx, but I average like 230.
I
I
still use beginner CP, so I'll get even faster once I finish learning those out. So
oh yeah, are you gonna learn full look last layer then? Like full.
yeah, I know all of 4 class layer
Like how
except for
much?
CP. Yeah.
Oh right, yeah. Uh and then are you gonna bother learning like PLLs or are you not?
I think I want to try to learn all the PLL. So
Yeah, because there's the UK Megaminx NR holder is a guy called Sean, and he keeps saying he's gonna learn full PLL, and he like hasn't yet. He's been like trying to learn it for ages.
I think I'm just gonna
Cause
try to learn one PLL out a day. Yeah.
yeah, that's a good idea. You'd be done in half the year.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably get done by the next time comps are on, depending on how. I don't know what the situation is like for where you are.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'll be done by then.
When do you guys think your next comp will be?
I don't
Um,
know. I think it'll probably either late or this year or like early next year.
Yeah, so quite a while. Yeah, I'm holding out for September, but I don't know. We'll see how things evolve.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you
Hi.
hear me?
Yes, we
Right.
can hear you.
Finally, it works. Hopefully, it won't cut out again this time.
Okay, so Daniel, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Daniel, the owner of Speedcubing.org. Please subscribe to our social media.
Yes. Follow me on Twitch. I'm nearly at 50 followers. I'm like 2 away. Please. Also, I'm gonna do a 6 blind on Wednesday. I'm gonna try and live stream 6 blind.
Have you got a 5-blind success yet?
Okay.
Yes, I've gotten one. Every time we talk about blind, you ask this, and every time I say yes, it's on my channel.
Right, okay.
I swear we've said this in at least 3 podcasts before.
Yeah, I think we have.
Yeah, well, obviously, I'm not going to remember stuff like that. You're getting a blind success. So
It sounds like you're just salty that I have a big blind success and you don't.
Well, I don't do much blind, you know. When new cubes come out, I have to just review them, and that doesn't involve blind.
Well, why don't maybe you should add a new aspect to your reviews? Oh, this
Good are they
cube is
for
good at
blind?
blind. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to be good at blind to do that, though, wouldn't
Well,
I?
maybe you should get good.
I think
I
that'd
think-
also involve like freestyle and stuff to actually have a valid view.
Yeah, well, just do what I do and learn like a little bit of freestyle, and then don't learn more because you're too lazy and be bad. Works great, apart from the being bad bit and everything about it.
Oh, your first 5-blind success, 4441.91.
Exactly.
48 views. How much of that did people actually watch?
I don't know. Probably not that much. So, Micah, you have a sub-8 official average. How long did that take you to get after starting Q?
I think it was about maybe like a year and 3 months or something. I don't know. In my first year of cubing, I practiced like a ton, and I averaged like 9.5 at that comp when I got the 7 average, and it was just like ridiculous. I don't even know how it happened.
Was it like really lucky scramble, or did you just like get really good?
Scrambles were particularly easy because like other people didn't get insanely good averages. I don't know. Maybe I was just feeling it or something.
Yeah, that's kind of insane. So you're now averaging 8 something, right?
8.6. I'm almost done becoming color neutral.
Yeah, so you're becoming color neutral. You're sub-9 color neutral, right?
I can do 5 of the crosses. I'm working on blue cross. I'm almost done with blue cross.
Yeah, so that should help you get like better times with various when you get bad scrambles and things.
Mhm.
'Cause a lot of times I'll get like an easy scramble for a certain cross, or I'll get like a bad scramble for like white or yellow.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
colour neutral. I tend to find that if the cross is bad on white, it's very often bad on the other colours as well.
Yeah, often if a cross is bad, it means like lots of edges are misoriented and stuff, which is like awkward.
Or sometimes it can be bad being colour neutral because you spend like 5 seconds on one cross, realise it's not good, then you only have 10 seconds left. Whereas like you might just be better sticking with one. Just spend the full 15 seconds.
I switched to.
I feel like it probably only takes me like 2 or 3 seconds to see if a cross solution's good or bad, and then like I can look at a different cross, and like the crosses I'll look at first are the ones that already have like 1 or 2 pieces solved.
Yeah, that's what I do, but
And then
Yeah, I'm dual color neutral, but if I see like a really easy cross for another color, I'll try and do it. But generally, if I don't, Jerry, if I don't, like see a good cross on like white or yellow, I will still do them, but it's just like a bad time.
Yeah, that didn't go well for me when I was dual color neutral.
Yeah, like sometimes my other problem is often I find there's like lots of pairs around, and I want to try and preserve them. And yeah, I don't really know how to make a good cross, and I end up doing weird stuff. And occasionally it works, but usually I just get a bad time.
Yeah.
So Owen, you've switched to a new method for one-handed recently.
Yeah, I have been trying to switch to the Y Roo method.
Briggs.
Oh,
Sorry.
and
Anyway, let's not. I won't be annoying about that here. Anyway, so what's your experience with switching methods?
I think it's been like a pretty fun challenge. Like the CP is like really hard to get used to.
Yeah.
And now I can do it in about like inspect it in about 20 seconds. So hopefully I can.
What are your times like at the moment?
They're around like low 30. Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually have been having a little bit of trouble recognizing the EO because it's a little bit weird to orient the edges with like wide R and U moves.
Yeah, I use LUR, but I can do like S and F moves, which you like, and things that you can't do because you
Yeah.
have to preserve CP, and it gives more freedom, and I think it makes it a bit better for like the two edge cases and stuff.
Yeah. Two edge cases aren't actually that bad, Anna, for Wyvern rule. It's like if you have one in UF and UR, it's just like a 5-move trigger that's pretty fast. So.
Yeah. But like I can do like a 3-move insert with FU like F prime and things like, or F prime UF and stuff.
Yeah, which might be a little bit better.
That's good. But I think generally the method's okay, but I just think that CP takes too much time out of inspection for it to be worth it.
Yeah, but you kind of gain that time back because you can use like one look last layer every time, and you only need like 80 algorithms.
Yeah,
and they're all really easy too.
I think people should just learn Z. Either use Roo or learn Z. That's my opinion.
What's wrong with OLLPLL?
Well, that's for CFOP, and CFOP's bad for one-handed.
No.
Wait, how is CFOP bad for
Yes.
one-handed?
It's just not, Harry.
It's ergonomically worse, and it's so
Like
think about
move count might be slightly more, but there's no reason you can't do the algorithms one-handed pretty fast.
Well, yeah, you can do the algorithms pretty fast, but the method is slow. F2L is more moves. Like compare F2L is more moves than real F2B or like ZZ F2L or like
I think CFOP F2L, CFOP F2L and ZZ F2L I think have the same amount of moves. So.
No.
Wrong.
ZZ has more because you block build.
Oh yeah, ZZ. Yeah.
For one-handed, you use EO line and you block build, which is
more
moves. And also some of the cases are worse because like stuff like misoriented edge and score. Like you can't have like a flipped edge in this case. And like if you try and do that, like there's no good alg for that. Like the only alg I can find for that, like the normal alg for that is 11 moves and a rotation.
11 moves in a rotation for what?
For flipped pair so the edges flipped.
Yeah, that is a pretty rough case. So.
Obviously that's one case, but like still there aren't as many bad cases in like CZ.
You could do like keyhole and then the flip algorithm if it's not the last slot.
Or there's a
Yeah,
9-move
it's not
rotation
lost.
this way that I.
Wait, what is it? Just
I'll write it out for the front right slot.
Because that could be helpful for two-handed. I don't use C4 for one-handed, but yeah, Rue is probably the best method for one-handed. I think LER is better, or like as good. But Rue has is like 45 moves on average, I think, for a good solver.
10 moves, but it's rotationless and it's a RU gem.
How is Rue better than like Wyvern?
Well, Rue uses like a ridiculous amount of inspection. It uses your whole inspection and CP. Which means unless you're like really good and can plan CP FB, and then you've restricted your soul like not that much gain, because the only real gain is a better last layer, but it's not even like a huge amount better.
I think it's quite a bit better because you just can do one alg for the whole last layer and it's completely 2-gen.
But like, say, but like in Rue, you're like, I don't know how many moves first block is, but for Rue, I think a good solver can do like 17 move or like 16, 17 move first 2 blocks or something like that. And then CMLL AUGs are like COLL AUGs but better. And they're like pretty good for one-handed, a lot of them. Like they're either IUD, comms, some are pure 2-gen, and then there's a few that are like RUF, which still isn't that bad. And then LSE is MU gen, efficient, and like good.
How are you supposed to do M moves with one-handed? Like, no, I know how to do M prime, but how would you do M?
Pinky on front, pinky on FD, drag back. Kind of like an R move, but like pressed against the table.
That sounds pretty hard, huh?
It takes practice, but it's fine. But like, I can do it. Like, I'm not a resolver. I can do it. Like I can do MU, like M prime U, MU prime. I can probably do. I'll quickly see how fast I can do it. Oh crap, I messed up. So I can do a 7 MU AUG in like 2.5 seconds with like which is M prime U prime M U prime U2 M prime U prime M. Just that OLL. And I'm not good at room.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can, it's a hard thing. Have you seen, like, top Rue solvers do LSE? Because it's mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look mad.
Yeah, so I think LSE takes more practice than say like CFOP or like LEOR or like Wairuru last layer. But at the same time, I think once you've done it, it's like better or as good.
I don't think
And
MU
then-
is as good as RU. I mean, it can probably be close. So.
I think it's more efficient in a lot of ways. Like you'd solve more, because like 2 GLL algs, they're good, but they're really long.
They're not too long. I think they're probably around like maybe like 10 to 14 moves on average.
Well, the set, I'll just see like a random alg from the set I learned. Wait, have I forgotten the alg? That like one of the algs I learned was like 18. And like that seems like fairly average for 2G level. I don't know the average. I think it's like 14.
I mean, most of the ones I know right now are like around 12 moves. So.
But like a lot of them are like soon combinations, and they're gonna be like
Yeah.
15.
Which is really, I mean, soon combination is around like 12 usually. Yeah.
Well, soon 7. Like,
Yeah, so I guess it'd be around 15.
If it's like soon AUF, which a lot of them are, that's gonna be like 15.
Yeah, true.
And I think with like EOLR, LSE can be like around that. So I guess RU is a bit better, but then I think F2B CMLL is probably quicker than CPEO F2L.
So I did about 15 seconds of research on Google, and it seems like 2 GLO has an average of 13 moves. So.
Is that move optimal though?
Thank you, Micah.
Because often things that say they have an average move count of whatever, if that's the move optimal algs, they won't be good for speed leveling.
But if it's only R and U moves, it's gonna be pretty good no matter what.
Not really, because if it's like R2, U2, RU2, R2, like stuff like that.
I'd probably be very few outs, but yeah, that would be better.
But like move optimal algs will be like that sometimes. I'll go to train you because that's like the best when it comes to CBL stuff. If you're running 2 GLL, you should be using train you to train it. Let me see if I can find where it says the... I thought it said the average move count somewhere. Oh yeah, I can't find it. Anyway. So, I guess 2 better than LSE. But, like, you're sacrificing inspection and you're restricting your F2L.
How are you restricting your F2L?
Because, like, you've got to do, like, R... Because you can only do RU, RYU wide.
It seems really good for OH to me.
Like, some of it's good, yeah. But there are certain cases, like the ones FU, F prime, and, like, D moves. Like, I don't know, can you do D moves at all?
No. I mean,
Because that cuts out, like, keyhole multi-slotting and things like that you can do.
You wouldn't really do keyhole multi-slotting with the way Y reboot works. So.
But
Like you might want to.
right block, you might.
Wait, couldn't you
I
do
don't
Like
think you really would want.
with LEOR you would, which is like Y reboot without CP.
keyhole multi-slotting when you get to like the last, like the finishing up the F2L?
I don't
Or would
think
that
so.
mess up
'Cause you
CP,
can't
yeah?
do. I think if you do D moves, it messes. Yeah, if you do D moves, it messes up CP.
Yeah, D moves would probably mess
Oh,
up.
okay.
CP.
Because stuff like because like most comms are RUD, and they're like changing CP because they're so pieces. And like I don't know, but solving like in Wairuru you solve a CP line, right?
Yeah, that's the first step.
And then you extend to first.
Yes. While you do that, you make sure that the DB edge is oriented, so that doesn't mess up your EO step.
Oh well, I think you can just look ahead to that extra. But like you're gonna have to use like U wide, R wide, U wide, which is like a weird.
I don't think you really ever have to do a wide R move followed by a wide U move. You only really, I think there's only an average of like 1 or 2 wide U moves per solve. They're not that bad.
Yeah, I think the main problem is just you're using your inspection to inspect EP, which doesn't have a huge amount of benefit, in my opinion. Because, like, what? 2GLL is going to be, like, 0.5 faster than ZBLL, maybe? Maybe, like, at most 0.1. Maybe, like, 0.8, maybe.
Probably around 0.8. But you also don't have to learn, like, 500 algorithms.
Yeah, but learning 500 algorithms, if you're going to be a world class, like, it's not the worst. And like you won't be able to inspect FB, so like your first lock might be like not that efficient, and you're gonna struggle with looking ahead to EO.
Yeah, I think you could probably plan out CP, FB, maybe like 25% of the time.
Well, in that case with LEOR, you can plan out EO like 2x2x3, like EO DF FB and then EO, and then basically you've planned out enough to give yourself like just right block and ZBLL.
No one can plan that far in inspection.
But it's the same amount as it would be planning CPFB in Wairuru.
CP only takes 3 moves or less.
Yeah, but how long does it take to trace?
I think once you learn all the circlets, tracing is not that bad. I think
But like
DiVaggio, I think he can do it in under 10 seconds most of the time. So you have a little bit of time to plan more stuff.
Yeah, under 10 seconds. But like, let's say if you're world class, it's probably still going to take 5 seconds. And then that realistically gives you 7 seconds left, because in comp you don't want to be going over 12 seconds, like consistently, because that's a bit like risky. And so that's 7 second plan. FB preserving EO on top of your CP.
You don't have to preserve the EO.
Not preserving EO, preserving CP. I meant.
Yeah.
On top of.
I mean, it's just like solving 2 edges with like wide or like R and wide U moves.
Wait, how many? I don't. It's not 3 lines solve.
Is it
3 moves solve CP line? Like I can believe it's 3 moves solve CP, not line as well.
CP line takes like 4 to 5 moves.
Yeah, so that's 5, and then you've got 2 edges. Which probably gonna be like another 5.
Yeah.
So that's like 10 moves, which is like first pair plus. like cross plus first pair in CFOP, and also you're doing you've got to do that after tracing CP.
Yeah,
That's
I
pretty
don't.
hard.
Yeah, so that's why I think you could only point out CP first block about 25% of the time. Huh?
Yeah, but I think it would be easier to plan first block in LUR.
Wait, first block plus what?
EO. Because first block is like 7 moves for a good soul.
Probably about equal difficulty to plan out CP first block and first block EO.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think first block EO is better than CP first block. I don't know. Anyway, what else is there to talk about? Well, we have a weekly UWR, but I don't know if anyone's got UWR.
No, but there is something else to talk about.
Yeah.
Which is
The Mailong M cubes.
Oh yeah, they exist.
Yeah,
Are they any good?
Yeah, they're okay. I'm not sure if they're better than the Chi MS series, but they're pretty good. They've changed the shades, which is interesting.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
that's
saw
because people prefer. Have you seen my Instagram?
I
did.
can't see Instagram.
Why not?
My phone's broken.
Oh right, okay. Well, you can see Instagram online actually, but
Oh yeah, but who goes on Instagram on
or your tablet.
Yeah,
But,
I guess.
Anyway, yeah, they're pretty good. I'll get a review out once I've reviewed them. I'm playing with the 2x2 right now, and it's pretty nice. The magnets are pretty light.
I think the thing I care about most is the big cubes. Is the Mailong 4 any good?
Yeah, it's okay. I haven't really set it up yet, so I'm not entirely sure.
Some people like main them.
Yeah, I
Is
know.
the surgery any good?
3x3, yeah, it's quite good. It feels a bit different at the moment to a setup Neutrino one, but I'll set it up and see what happens.
Better or worse than Neutrino, would you say?
I don't think it's as good at the moment.
Once set up.
Once set up, it probably will be. I mean, what can they do?
About
I mean, what do you think they've done to it? Just chucked a bunch of magnets into it and pumped some silicone spray into it. So
yeah, not my expertly set up. Yeah. So and FTOs.
Yeah, but they've all been sent out. They've all been sent out. So
but you've ordered some more, right?
I've ordered some more, yes.
FTOs for next WCA event. Maybe. Feet for next WCA event. Shouldn't have been removed. Changed my mind.
Well, I'm not going to bother trying, but
yeah, because there's no way of changing my mind, because I'm right. I haven't yet seen a good argument for removing feet.
Not enough people do it.
That's not a good argument. There's literally thousands of people who've done it.
I think the main reason was because it was unhygienic.
But it's not. That's the thing. It's literally like, I'm pretty sure people's hands are dirtier than their feet.
Oh yeah, the unhygienic stuff is nonsense. It's just as much nonsense as being in lockdown. But
oh well, that's up to debate. But like with using with feet being like unhygienic, if you go to a comp, you're touching a timer with at least like 40 other people have like touched. At like something like Worlds, it's probably like hundreds of other people have touched. And a lot of those are gonna be like little kids who don't like clean or haven't washed their hands in like a week or whatever. And and things like that. Comps are not like, if you're worried about hygiene, feet isn't the problem, comps are the problem.
Yeah. I mean, I often hear about people getting ill at comps.
Yeah,
I
most
suspect it's even worse for the Morrison since you're homeschooled. So, do you get ill at comps a lot?
No.
No.
maybe how big are like your local comps?
80 to 100 people.
Yeah, that's quite a lot smaller than UK comps. That might partly be like a lot of UK comps are over 150 people.
Mm.
The UK's pretty small, so when people go to like, a lot of people will go to like every comp in the UK.
Oh.
So like it's
Well,
less
how
like
many
small.
people is that really?
A lot of like, maybe not like every comp, but like if you see people like Chris Mills and like,
Well, yeah, I mean, I know they go to every comp, but I don't know
but
how
like a
many
lot of
people.
people travel like quite far,
Hmm.
especially comps in the London area. There's like so many like Cubas that people will within like 2 hours. And 2 hours isn't a huge amount of time for a comp to go to a comp. Yeah. And I think every comp I've been to, there's at least like somebody on like the UKCA Discord server that says, "Oh, well, I'm ill now after that comp."
Hmm.
I once threw up in the halfway between a comp, so on the at the end of the first day, so I had to miss the second day.
That
was it.
stinks.
Ooh.
That was at Daniel's house.
You're
I'm
blaming
sorry.
me, are you?
No, I'm pretty sure it's the KFC.
I'm not quite sure you can blame KFC for throwing it up.
I think if it's a bit, it depends. Could have been a bit dodgy.
Mm.
Because it was like just a one-time thing. I wasn't like ill for the rest of the week. I was just ill like on that day,
Mm.
3 a.m. throwing up. That was very nice. Basically, feet isn't making you ill at comp. Comps are making.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people who remove feet, basically, the reason they wanted it removed was ooh, feet. I don't like it. Which isn't
really disgusting. Like you're just turning a cube with your feet, and then people are like scrambling it. I mean, I know it like isn't necessarily completely logical, but it just kind of seems that way.
I guess. I don't really get this. I don't find feet like disgusting or anything. Like,
A lot of people do.
I know, it just, but I still don't think like that's ooh, feet is a good enough a reason for an event to be removed. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Do you guys think should be added to the WCA?
Well, I think feet, but other than that, FTO seems cool, which is why I have ordered one.
Yeah.
It's a lot of sub for that at the moment, and that seems unique. A lot of people like killer minks, but I don't think killer minks should be added.
Cool, but yeah, FTO. I
think-
want to try that out.
Why don't
Well,
you think
it's
killer minks
just-
should be added?
It's just like a smaller version of Mega Mink. The same people who are good at Mega Minks.
I mean, feet is just another way of solving the 3x3. Yeah.
But the turning is completely different, and you have to be way more efficient with feet. Like if you look at like the feet world record, all of them will have under 3 TPS because you physically can't turn that far. So the solutions would be like 50, like under 50 moves, like always, usually under if it's a world record. Like people learn. Like I think DRL learned like 1,000 one look last layer cases or something. And like
And
you
doing
can't
a bunch
use,
of like crazy one LOLs in his videos.
yeah, and you can't use a feet owl for two hands because it'll be move optimal, so it'll be like RUBF
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
type thing. And it's like that's not gonna be good for two-handed. But it's like a very different like block building almost sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think ZZ would be pretty good for feet.
Yeah, ZZ I use when I've done like a few things in 2020. Like a while ago, I did like I don't know, I did like a session of about 20 souls, which is like nothing, but I did, and I was using ZZ then, and it was pretty good.
Mhm.
Like my EO line was bad, and also like look at wasn't great because I'm not good at ZZ, but
Yeah.
it was like efficient. Like I'd get like a in theory I could get a ZBLL every time ZBLL, which I'm going to do eventually. Not for feet though. I think it's different enough that it should be kept. I don't like just having like higher or lower orders of puzzles like Killer Minx or like Master Pyraminx or something. Although Master Pyraminx makes more sense to me than Killer Minx.
To be fair, if they're going to do something, something new that's just a version of another event, then Master Pyraminx or even like what's it called, Mebby Minx is probably best because you
Maybe
don't want.
Minx. That would be that's like the 4x4 Mega Minx, right?
Yeah. I mean, how long would the world records for that be, really?
It would probably be long. I think it would be similar to like a 7x7. I think
Yeah.
that's bad.
I think
'cause a
probably
lot of
more like a 6x6. Well, turning would be really bad on them.
Yeah,
Should
but
make the world
puzzles would
record
be
slower.
made. Puzzles would be made quickly, like good.
Yeah. They'd make well-designed puzzles.
The
Just the 4x4 Mega Mix just seems like it'd be hard to make that turn like decently at all.
the other thing is, I think a WC event shouldn't be when it's added shouldn't be slower than 2 minutes. The world record, and it shouldn't be quicker than like 15 seconds. Because if it's like, because a lot of people think 6x6, 7x7 are like unnecessary and too long, and although I disagree with that, like I don't think we should add more events of that length.
Yeah.
So if the
What's
world
the
record
UWR
was
for Master Pyraminx?
I don't know. I think it's like 15 something or something like that. Like that would be a good length, I feel, because it's not too long, but it's also not trivial. Like the last event they added was Scube, and although it's my main event and I enjoy it, I do understand what people. I mean, the world record is a U-perm. Like whenever I try and argue Scube event, they say the world record's a U-perm. The only thing I can say to that is Scube. That is that single doesn't matter. It's a bit.
Well, it's the same with 2x2, isn't
Yeah,
it?
like short events are very luck based, and it seems a bit dumb. Like even 3x3, you're not gonna beat the world record unless you get like an absolute beam scrub.
Well, the thing is, though, you don't always recognise that. Like Yu Du's 3.47, there is no way I would have solved it the same.
No, I'm not saying his solve was bad. His solve was amazing. What I'm saying though is you're going like there's a large luck based like portion, whereas with like 7x7 you could get a last layer skip, and yeah, it would be save like 5 seconds, which is a lot, but at the same time, if like Felix Zemdeg's got a last layer skip, he still break the world record because Max is so much better. So it's not like completely luck based.
Yeah, the thing is with that scramble is that, like, I think Felix Zembos was saying that he didn't quite understand the solution for a while. He tried quite a few times trying to figure it out, and
yeah, well, like Antoine Cantine was at the comp, I think. There were other people who were like sub 8 or sub 8 on 3x3 at that comp. So it wasn't like, oh, there was no one good there to see it. It was a really good soul. But
so Master Pyramid's UWR is 12.54.
I was just about to say that.
Average of 100 is 23.84.
Yeah, so that would be like, I don't think that's too quick.
Yeah, that's a good speed.
But
there is still the question of consistency, though, because like the average of 5 world record is 15.92, but average of 100 is 23.84. So it does suggest that it's still going to be pretty inconsistent.
But then that might just be because,
or just like people haven't even like reached that close to like the top potential of like what people can do in the event.
Because like with like even if you look at like 4x4, the UWR for single is like what, 14?
I'll look and see what it is.
I think Max has like a 14 or 13.
Yeah, 14.37 Max Parker.
Yeah.
For all the environments.
And his average of 100 is probably like 22.
20.93.
Yeah.
20.93.
Yeah, so it's not as big of a gap. But the point is, it's still like a big like, fluctuation. Yeah. And I think any event that isn't like really long.
Whoa, Max has a 4.6 average of 5 unofficial, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised. Is that a UWR? There's no way that's a UWR.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I think people haven't updated that because like.
Oh, there's a
that says 11th of November 2018.
Because I feel like Leo and Max and Timon probably all average like mid to low 5.
They don't average mid to low 5 though.
I think.
I mean, Max averages low 6.
Does he?
No, I think his average of like 100 was sub 6.
Yeah. He has like a 6 point.
I can check
He
actually.
has like a
If he has-
6.2 comp style average of 10,000.
Yeah,
I
and
think
that's
Timon, I think he's barely sub 7. I mean, they showed his session on some stream, and he had like 6,000 solves, and his best average of 100 was like 6.8.
maybe not too old, but like
Max has a sub 5 average of 12.
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But I
Yeah.
think that's
Mad.
not. I think people will have like better than that because like
I think you get down to like just 4.00 at some point.
I think people will get sub 2 on 3x3 average or
No.
average.
No.
No.
Not with
no.
CFOP, with a better method.
Maybe. Probably no.
Maybe if there's a much better method, but I don't think there
I think
is.
it'll be a very, very long time before there's any chance of that happening.
Probably. Well, yeah, obviously, but like, look how like the WCA has 16 years now, and the world record is currently 5.53,
Yes.
I think. And originally it was 20 seconds, like flat, I think, the average.
Yeah.
So we've already gotten to a quarter of that
Yeah, but you
in
see,
just
like
15 years.
but that's from 20 to 5. Getting from like something like 5.
Yeah, and also that 20 was with absolutely horrendous cubes before the internet, so nobody could really give each other tips.
Well, not completely, not before the internet.
Well, before
It wasn't as
most of
big,
it.
but like still, they had like forums almost, like chat rooms or something.
I feel like there might be a method that's like better than like CFOP and Rule, but it's just I don't think it's gonna be like a better enough to get a 2 average.
It'll be like,
I think it could, but like the amount of practice you'd have to put in.
well, the best method would have EO.
I mean,
I'm like 90% sure of that because, like, firstly, to get an optimal solution, you have to start with EO.
maybe something like domino reduction could become a 3x3
Well,
speed
to
solving
get
method.
optimal move solutions, you have to get domino. But like, I don't think domino would be good
I think like some form of it could eventually
because
happen.
like R2s and things are bad.
Oh yeah, fair
I
enough.
feel like no one could actually like do that without like having a pause.
Yeah,
What,
that's the
domino
other thing.
reduction?
Yeah, you could not like do a domino speed solve at like good speed. I think
Yeah,
what
but
it
it
would
would
be like EO 2x2x2x3 into, or like EO F2L minus block building, like planned out, and then like what, and then like one look last slot.
Yeah, that well,
That's like 60,000 hours, probably not quite, but like
well no, it wouldn't be 60,000, Alex. If you did EO
It would
first,
be.
then it would be
it is.
ZBL, wouldn't it?
No, for one look last slot. Like,
Oh yeah, last slot. Yeah, sorry.
I mean, I guess you could learn if somebody like got crazy good at learning elks and stuff.
Well, I don't think one look last slot is much faster than ZBLL.
Well, no, but
Because
like,
it's just solving an extra 2 pieces.
but when you think about it, you could probably like EO F2L minus 1 is almost certainly plannable in inspection eventually.
I can't even do cross +1 inspection, so
Well, the thing I use to justify this, Ben Barron says he can plan 2 pairs in inspection like fairly consistent,
yeah.
and he didn't find that like hugely hard to get to that point, and he wants to keep it. So think about in like 50 years what people could do,
I suppose.
especially if it would be like more efficient.
I don't think in 50 years anyone's actually going to average sub 5.
I think they could.
When
I
you
think
say
there will
sub
be
5, like global,
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
that's
think.
what
you
I
are so wrong. Have you seen the predictions for 2020?
No, I haven't.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
go look at that thread. Even like 3 years ago, people were saying like, "Oh, I think a sub-6 average would be really hard to get,"
But now
or
people
something.
can do a sub-6 average of 100.
Like that started 10 years ago. 10 years ago, people were saying, "Oh, I think sub-9 will be the limit of speed cubing."
Yeah.
People were predicting like 8 minutes for 5 blind, and
What is the 5 blind world record?
2:34,
Oh.
I think.
It's
What?
2:30, isn't it?
I don't know.
It's
I thought it was
221.62.
Why is that so?
Oh, that's even quicker than I
So,
realized.
It's
That's so.
227.
But that's so close to the 4 blind one.
No, it's not. It's
4 blind
The
is
4 blind
still
world
harder.
record is
It's
102.
102.
Oh yeah, I thought it was 2 minutes. I'm stupid.
No, it's 102 because Stanley can memo in like 20 seconds.
That
Which is
is just
ridiculous.
not real.
How is that even happening?
I mean, that makes, when you think about it, that makes sense because it's 2.5. A 4 blind memo is 2.5 3 blind, and people can memo 3 blind in 7 seconds.
Hmm.
So it scales. And Stanley does 1 pass 4 blind somehow. He might even 1 pass 5 blind or something.
What does
Did
one
he
pass
actually
do?
make that video where he said how to, it's a tutorial how to one pass
the
memo?
video,
Don't review the queue.
don't review the memo. He made that because people were like asking him, how do you 1 pass 4 blind? Because it's like crazy. But he can do it.
So yeah, but the first prediction on the predictions thread: singles 2x2 0.7, 3x3 5, 4x4 25, 5x5 50, 6x6 130, 7x7 250.
And I bet
I mean,
everyone's
I've
calling
already
him
beaten
crazy.
that. I'm already faster than the 7x7 prediction.
I bet everyone's calling him crazy, saying that's like way too far.
I don't think so, but 3 blind 28. Newest moves. Oh, that's set relatively close. 17.
The funniest is
Pyraminx 0.7. Mm. Mm.
like, if you look at those, most of those are so far out, which is why I think it's
We've been recording for an hour and 15 minutes. If you probably
Okay.
stop now.
one of the earliest ones is 3x3, 8.67 average. For averages, 2.17 for 2x2, 8.67 for 3x3, 35.31 for 4x4, 108.55 for 5x. And he gave a few other. And below he says, they all seem pretty crazy, but hey. It's like, people thought that was crazy.
I think just people didn't take into account that cubes would get better.
People didn't take into account cubes would get better, that methods would get better, and that people like Felix exist.
People are
Yeah,
still
but
using like that.
Felix.
I about globally average all those times for 2, 3, or for 3, 4, and 5.
Exactly. So like,
Class
That's-
by any means.
I do reckon that Felix could average low seven, like 7 globally with cubes from 2009, though probably 7 to 8.
And cubes will continue to improve.
I just
couldn't
don't think they
imagine-
can get that much better.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine
I
you
feel like
getting
the-
that much better.
I think
Well,
the newer
people were
cubes have
saying-
been
have
worse.
been-
Though.
People have been saying that for ages, and then like magnets.
Yeah, I know, but like, what else could you really do to make them better?
I just feel like the new
Yeah, I mean,
cubes haven't even
Well,
like that.
I think people will come up with something. I mean, I don't know how much about 3x3, but things like
6x6,
I mean,
definitely.
6x6, people are gonna. There's gonna be improvement. And in fact, I quite explicitly predicted that in my You Should Know Magic M review. Like, I
Oh
think
yeah,
there is
people
gonna.
will average like. I think people will average sub 120 on 7x7 in the next 5 years.
That's
Really?
quite
sub 120.
a drop.
On 7. Well, by
Hmm.
people I mean like max. Like,
Well, is
Maybe like
Max actually gonna keep it up though?
Yeah,
well,
that's what I was
maybe.
gonna
Well,
say.
someone might. And like for 6x6, like sub 50.
Sub
Hmm.
50? I thought sub 1 would be pushing it a bit.
I mean, I think
Max
sub
already
1
has
is.
Average.
I mean,
He doesn't
See
have a
much
sub
more
1
than
single.
Does he not? Oh, was it a 102? I thought.
Well,
thought,
according
6x6
to his
single is
PB sheet, which he
103.
hasn't updated properly in ages, his PB is 103.8.
yeah, but that hasn't been updated in ages.
Well,
So,
yeah,
I don't
but
know.
Hmm.
Well, it has been updated. In 2 to 7 relay, it says 5/13/2020.
But then his 3x3 ones are still from 2018. I mean, I struggle to believe that he hasn't improved them in 2 years.
Maybe he
Fair enough.
hasn't. But like people are predicting like sub 9 averages and stuff for 2020. Like imagine 2050. What could happen?
Well, there's a lot of questions as to what happens, really.
Well, like, by
You know what?
2050, probably everyone that's good right now will probably quit. So, like, whoever gets good would have to start all over again.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't. They'd have all the resources,
Yeah.
and there'll be better queue. Like
Hmm.
people thought sub 20 was really hard. Like 10 years ago. A lot like sub 20 was like a big barrier, whereas most cubers I think who like seriously practice can get sub 20 in like under 6 months.
I did it in, like, 1 month or 2 months.
Jesus.
Felix
Took me
Zemdex
2
thinks,
years.
Felix thinks that a sub 1 6x6 single isn't possible.
I think Felix is
I mean, Felix got sub 10 in 18 months. And the thing is, now, if people take it it's all a question of how seriously people are going to take it, really. Yeah.
people are going to take it more seriously as people are coming a lot closer to becoming pro Speedcubing.
But then Felix basically proved that, well, he was kind of living off cubing for a year, but
Yeah. But
the thing
Felix
is,
was almost like too old at that point.
I question whether at the moment it's possible to make a living purely off just cubing.
No.
I don't know
sure.
if it is yet, but within 10 years.
Like, sure, doing online tutoring, running cube stores, that sort of thing, yes, but whether just purely cubing, you'd have to get some sort of sponsorship from a cube store or whatever, and that would then require some work in that regard.
I doubt
I
anyone would
guess-
actually take that as a job, though, because, like, I don't know, it just seems like...
Would you not take if we said to hey, we'll pay you just to be good.
Well,
Just-
first, I'm not good, but like,
But if
you'd
you
be,
were,
yeah, I know, you'd be doing it like 24/7 then, like,
like, let's say you suddenly had an effort, worked out you could do DR in
3 moves.
under 10 moves, like in like 10 minutes, and then also worked out how to continue. So I know that's your big like you just suddenly were like, whoa, I could do optimal HTR now, and you suddenly started averaging like 20, and we were like, hey, we're gonna pay you to get like 20 global and go to big comps and win
I mean,
and
maybe,
show off Speedcubing.
I couldn't imagine,
Would you do it if you say,
well, I couldn't imagine myself doing it, like, for my entire life. Maybe for a few years, but eventually, I'd say pretty much anyone would get burned out from
well, it
doing it all the
depends if you
time.
consider it like a sport. Because if you think of it like a professional sport, they don't do it their whole life, but they make
Yeah.
enough money that they can either, like, a lot of them then go into like other things. Like if you're a lot of them get like advertising deals and things just because they know they can compete on TV and things.
Yeah.
And then like or they make enough money to like retire, and like a lot of pro sports people, they don't do it all year round. They'll like train for big events things,
It's a hard
which a lot of
question to answer.
multi-blind people already do, because it's like so mentally tiring. Like a lot of multi-blind people will do like one multi-blind in a month if they've got in like December, like or in like November when they've got no comps for 3 months, and then coming up to Worlds they'll be doing like 3 a week. From what I've heard.
We've been going for
The
an
question
hour.
is, what would happen if people just did a multi-blind every day and pushed it?
I don't think you could do a multi-blind every day. I think could do one. I think you could do a big attempt every other day, like small attempts
In between.
Yeah. And then I think if somebody also did a lot of free blind and stuff, learning out things, I think they could maybe push.
Your microphone keeps cutting out, kind of.
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, we have done quite a lot today.
Yeah, we've been going for an hour and 24 minutes.
There's probably something interesting we can get out of this.
Yeah. I doubt anyone's going to watch through an hour and 20 minutes.
Well, people don't watch this anyway, basically, like it or not.
I did. I listened to it last time. Follow me on Twitch. I'm gonna stream a 6x6 blindfolded attempt on Wednesday. So.
I'm going to make a prediction that he will get what's called a DNF.
I will almost say, but if you want to see me try it for 2 hours and then DNF by like 2 pieces and freak out afterwards because I'm so annoyed, come follow me. Hopefully there'll be people in the chat to talk to, because obviously I wouldn't be able to talk in chat.